Hello, everybody. Welcome back to K2SE. Fantastic, Mr. Ghost. Boy, we got a project today. Yeah. I did a thing. I built a thing. Okay, this is going to knock out, well, yeah, it's going to knock out some preliminary stuff to get up into space. And then we have to process everything up in space further. But this is what we have to do on the planet for the productivity and also the utility science. Yeah. So we need this for both. And I'm contemplating, I think, working them both at the same time. Because I do have this, Helmod thing where I've got the space science and all this in here, right? So the ingot is... we need the molten, that's what this does. And we also need an additional iron plate. And that's not this one. We have iron plate for the thermal fluid. And then we also have iron plate for the, what is it? There's something else. So that's on the planet. Thermal fluid. And there's one other thing here. No, that's down here. Here it is, right here. The blank data card. And then the blank data card gets a green... oh, I gotta send green circuits up. We got machine learning data. And then that's where... yeah, we need this blank data card. Then it gets written here and becomes machine learning data. So what I'm going to do up on the planet... now, I had to do some Helmod mess here. The reason for that is I noticed that this machine right here that I have taking ingots and making plate, that was incorrect because there's some other things, like for example right here, I think the whole process was getting thrown off, so I did some separations here, and I'll go over that here. And yeah, it was kind of tricky. I hope I have it right. We'll see. So I did the rough data separately, and I'm just using the rough data storage here. And then I got all the information that I needed, hopefully to process the rough data storage substrate on this planet, then send it up. And then I went and I did a little, another little separation here. And I was looking only for what plate I need, or what I needed for the molten only in space. And then I got the number for the molten on the planet. So I had to just focus, because if you break out, for example, yeah, see, look, this one is up in space. So notice how the number changed considerably. And I think that tells me how much molten I need to send up to get this plate right here. So I might be off because of this right here. Because there is the... here's the thermal fluid right here. That needs iron plate as well. So I might have to break this out, is what I'm thinking. Let's take a look at this really quick here. Yeah, see... there's iron plate here. So what that did is it should be increasing. This is 0.91, so we're still okay there, 1. And this is 1537, so I'm still okay. Yeah, this is where it gets tricky, because I have to go up and I have to calculate the molten I need in space, and I want to process the molten into iron plate and ingots at the, up in space. I don't want to have to send plate up when I've got molten right here. We've already got it. So let's just produce the ingots and then take some of the ingots and do that. So I'm safe there. Okay, 1537. And then this tab here was just so I could know how many... look at this, 1.35 red belts, 1.2 blue. That's basically a blue belt right there is what I'm doing. So I went ahead and did all this Helmod work to come up with this nightmare. So here is the processing of the iron. So this is 12, and I used blue belt here. So we're officially in blue belt areas where I need blue belt, I'm going to use it. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to design the blue belt yet, but if a design gets into the blue belt area, then I, over into blue belt speeds, then I'll use it. So this is going to supply the molten version here, and I'm able to get the 5 prod 1 speed, and I'm hoping I'm doing that right. Yeah, here it is, 4-1. And then for the iron plate on the ground here, I hope I got 4-1 for 5.66. Oh, that's the glass. Yeah, I think I may have switched it. No, look, I got 18 on this one. I got 4 and 1. Okay, so that's a good thing. So this is 18 here. Oh, let's copy. Yeah, okay. So I was wondering about that, and I forgot to change it. So let's carry on with this. So yeah, I had to fix that. Make sure I had it fixed. And so this is going to be barreled up, sent up, processed further. And then we have this mess here. Let's start at the back end here. So stone coming in. We'll go over all this crap here. Stone coming in. We get sand. Sand goes to quartz. I did a split here. It was just easier to do it this way. And as opposed to going up here and splitting, all that. This kind of shorten it. I don't know. Either 6.5 does the other. So the sand, yeah, quartz here. And what I'm doing is this is vulcanite block, and it doesn't take much vulcanite blocks to get a really good yield on your silicon, quartz to silicon. So this footprint shrunk down pretty good. So vulcanite's coming in side loading here, and then the quartz is going on the outside of the belt. And then we've got this recipe here. It is a 1-to-1 on our quartz to silicon. So that's pretty good. And this is 10-to-6 on the sand to quartz. I don't know if we have a better recipe for that. I'll check it later. So then we're using the little bit of, it's only a little bit of pyroflux, really small amount. 48-second craft time. Holy cripes. Now, the good thing about these furnaces is that I can jam up the productivity, even though it slows it down, but I get a 24% productivity boost. So that's always good, because it minimizes the amount of material you need to bring in. So, okay. So the silicon goes on the, and the glass go on this belt here. And then over here, splitting, obviously. And then the iron comes in, splits. And I got the iron on the interior belt here. That was the reason for that is because we do, it's 4 iron plate. Now, it's 4 items for the glass, and silicon is 4 and 4. Now, I could get away with putting iron plate and silicon on one side and then glass on the outside, but I think it'll be fine because it's a 5-second craft on that, so I think we'll be okay. If I need to, I'll add another long arm on the exterior belt there. And then we're going to get scrap from this here. We're guaranteed a rough data storage substrate, so it's not a failure on the substrate. It's a potential scrap out. So I don't know what that's about. I think it's just adding complexity for fun, So here's the recyclers for that, scrap recycling. We get heavy oil, iron, copper, and stone. I'm going to capture the heavy oil and use it for lubrication and or sending up into space. I'm not too sure yet because I have a heavy oil build right here. So I have to figure out how I'm going to do that yet, but how I'm going to tie it in. But I'm saving the heavy oil, and I may need it for lube and lubrication for building mainly. So I have a failsafe here. If the belt were to back up, then I'll just void it. I don't want to have to come back here and find out it's backed up. So that belt goes all the way over to here. Now I have stone coming in for the sand, and this is the filter for the stone for this belt here coming from the recycling. So the stone gets shuffled over this way. And then I've got an input priority and it's taking this belt here over the delivered belt, the train, the train stuff. And then I've got stone coming from, obviously stone and iron coming from the filtration here. That's going down. And that I'm prioritizing over the stone from here because my assumption is that I'm going to get more stone from the iron than I am the data cards, because the iron is going to be running pretty hard. So we got to get this. We got to get this iron processed over, over anything. And I've got the backup, voider over here, so we should be okay. If I need to add more, I will. So here we've got the copper. I'm just voiding it, and the raw metal, rare metal. I'm just voiding that as well. I don't feel the need to save it. I could LTN it, but what I'm finding is that if you aren't building or doing something in mass, well, I mean, the copper is going to get consumed. The rare metal potentially is going to get consumed, but it's going to be a long time before it is. So I'm a little leery. I don't know how balanced it is. When you're running science versus not, things change, So, and this is a reminder to put the water in there. Here's the iron train, iron ore, sulfuric acid there. So I think that's about it on this. Oh, and then here's the heavy oil. Well, this is a lubrication gasoline build I'm going to use, I think. Now, I already have gasoline, but I don't have consistent lubrication. What I did was up in this area here, this is the gasoline build I did, which is to run steel, because we need gasoline for the biomass processing and all that crap. So I decided, well, let me try and capture let me capture some lubrication here. It's going to take away from gasoline production a little bit, but, well, at least I have it. So I just bootstrapped that in there to get the hub up and running. I got a hub 2.0, I'll show you in a second. But this recipe here is heavy oil, the heavy oil version of this. So we're getting 70 heavy oil, 30 and 20 on the petroleum gas, which is kind of funny how we're getting 120 out and we're putting 100 in. But we are getting, it is water, so it's 110, but we're getting 120 out, so it's kind of weird. I don't need to prod this or anything like that. It's no reason for it. So what I'm going to do is probably put this by the rocket launch site, and that way I can just get, because we need lubrication, which I don't have. I was using the base lube, and the starter base lube originally there. So now we're peeling away. We have to peel away here. So I'm cracking the light oil into gasoline, and then we'll send that up into space because we're going to need that for the processing of, I think it's the gel or something. One of the thermal stuff. So we need gas, we need lube, we need water. We already have, well, let's see. No, I haven't taken care of the water yet. Yeah, I'll do that. Barrel it up. That's easy. Just plop a machine down, barrel it. I'm not worried about that as much. So I have some fail safes in here. 23,000 I vent with a flare stack, and 20,000 I vent hopefully for power, but I don't think this is going to run, this part here. I don't think this is going to run because I have a ton of solar now. I've been adding more and more solar. Every so often I'll come over here and add more. So as I'm going, I stop. I go, oh, I better add more solar because we're going to be putting all this in here. And also, when I built the module build, coronal, 45 seconds. It's weird because it says 45 seconds, but it's usually like hours that go by. I don't know why. Yeah, so the module build, and then I've been adding also more mining. So the stone is almost fully tapped here. I guess I could put a few more miners on that one. And I have put more miners down on iron here, and copper, which is here. I think I got to put more copper down, so I'll work on that later. Another row over here, and then the other one I have been kind of neglecting, but I did add more, but I haven't added more since I did this. I got 2 rows of coal. We need it for the steel processing mainly. Okay, so that's what I did off screen a little bit there. We'll go over here. I am disbanding the starter base. That's why I wanted to do a recording before I completely got rid of it. And down this way, we have Hub 2.0 taking shape here. And this, we're going to need these motors for science, obviously, up in space. So they'll be pulled out of here and sent up into our platform up there. And so this was done last episode. What I added was this and this. Well, kind of this. Inserters, mini loaders, power poles, train signals, and pumps and tanks over here. I have steel gear wheels. I have iron gear wheels, multi-cylinder engines, the big electric motor. I have steel beams, rods, iron rods, or iron sticks. I have the iron pipes and undergrounds. I have steel undergrounds only because I don't plan on using these straight pieces there. And then I have rail here stuffed in, and here's where the lube came in, because I needed that for the belt. And also the big electric motor over here. So this was kind of fun to do, kind of craft. It took me a little bit. I had to, figure out how I was going to position things. And the challenge was to get all the belt onto this one large case here. And it worked out really well. I am using the logistic case as also a buffer chest to, shuffle things around. So, like, for example, you need yellow belt to make the red belt. So what I do is I'm requesting what's needed for the yellow belt in the case, and I'm controlling how much goes in the case via red wire here. And that way, I'm only making 10. And then the hood, same thing. You need the, undergrounds. You need the undergrounds for the next, red belt there, obviously. Now, I do need the hoods out here for the mini loaders. So that's why they're out. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to case up the red belt and the splitters out here. I forgot to do it because I still want to use red belt where it's needed. And because lubrication is a real pain, unless I'm going to get a dedicated lubrication build. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But it saves on material using red belt versus, the blue. If I'm under red, if I'm red or under, use red. If I'm over a little bit on the red, then blue belt. That way I can save complexity and the size of the build. So this one worked out pretty well. I am requesting the blue belt, as you can see, and I'm not requesting red. I have to put that back on, or like I said, I have to put the cases out here, and then I'll be good to go. I think I've got only 8 here. I'll have to increase that, but I don't foresee using as much red belt as blue going forward. And then I got to redesign this. I had one, and I'm like, oh darn it, I need 2. So I have to move this back here. This was just a quick fix because I didn't feel like I should have. I got to move this over, and then you do 2 inserters to one case, and then you control that one case, and you're done. So I'll rework that. But I was getting tired at that point. So here's the inserter one. Same thing, requesting everything for all the inserters here. One thing I had to add is this. All I had to do, this is just for the hub. I'm not planning on tapping into this for production or anything like that. So what I did is I'm like, well, I already have the electronic components here. So why not just case it up and then LTN can scoop it up. That's all you got to do is it's just got to be in a case and LTN knows it's there. So I'm bringing the electronic components in so that I can make the blue belt. The blue belt. Right. That's what I forgot. And then everything else is red circuit, green circuits for this. So I got the, the inserter chain going on here. And then we got the mini loaders here. Mini loaders kind of, I don't know what, this mod, I asked the mod dev, hey, can you put a config file in so that I can change the recipes via a mod, via the mod settings? He goes, well, just edit the mod files. And I'm like, no, that's not how you do things. if I were to change the mini loader recipes, I would write a mod to change the mod. And because if you download a new version, let's say he bug fixes something, what happens is it overwrites my changes. So that was, I don't know, that mod was kind of, the mini loader guy, I didn't agree with that. No, either, I mean, I understand he doesn't want to do work, you know, like, well, I don't want to do that, screw it. Because, you know, he's not thinking about overhaul mods. He's thinking about vanilla. Hey, use this for vanilla, whatever. But one thing that I would change is this mini loader here would be yellow inserters. It doesn't make sense to have fast. And the reason that I think that he was kind of stubborn about changing or adding a file that the mod would read from, a config file, because the quality of life research does this. You can change how the quality of life research is from its default. And what I'd like to do is say what inserters I want to use for each mini loader, right? So I would go, yeah, let's use 6 yellow inserters for this mini loader here. And then when it comes to the mini loader filter for yellow, yeah, I can agree with this, you know, filter one, you know, because it's you know, a little, it's making decisions, right? It has to have more complexity to it. So I agree with that. And also there's no yellow filter, you know. And then when it comes to the red one, this red one here, yeah. This should be fast, not stack. And then the blue one should be stack. See, it's redundant. Why am I using stack and stack? It should be fast, yellow, blue, green. And then when it comes to the red filter, we can start, just use some more fast filters, right? And then when you get to the blue one, use the stack filter, right? And also, too, the idea that I have, and I'd love to rewrite this mod, you know, to include like a config file. I'm not a coder, though, is that, hey, maybe I want to change the makeup of the recipe, you know? So I would have to write a mod to change the base of this mod to, you know, I would call it a tweak mod, right? And that would help with, for example, overhaul mods like this. And I think a lot of people would appreciate that too. And then finally, we have power poles. Finally. Okay, so this one was some spaghetti fun. I brought in, I was using my cases here, and I ran out of cases, but you know, that's fine. I had to make do with what I had, you know, the freebies that I had. What's this now? Oh yeah, over here I don't know why it's saying 8. Oh crap. Oh, I had a couple meteor attacks on Astus. Okay, so overall I'm pretty happy with this. Now I'm gonna be adding a stop, and there's a few things I need to pull out of the hub here still, or the starter base, and that is the life support, and then there's some military stuff here. I've also got these, what do you call these things? The batteries, the lithium sulfur battery. So I've got to get this going. Well, I don't know if I need this anymore, because I think I needed it for the suit, and that was it. But yeah, I want to get the military out of here, and then I've got the hydrogen processing into fuel. I'll probably repurpose this somewhere else, because this isn't really difficult to do. It's just iron plate and hydrogen and nitrogen and oxygen, so I can basically copy paste this somewhere else. And then this train is already set up to go here. I made a second stop here, and you can see that it's lining up to this tank right here. So, and I had this extra tank lying around, so I'm like, well, I might as well use this one. It's got the I think it's 200,000. So that that 25,000 tank train will it'll pop over here, and it'll unload and leave. So this will come out pretty quick. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Then I got the modules that I got to get out of here as well. The rest of this is science then, I think. Yeah, it's all science crap. And that will be a project on its own. And all this stuff here I need for the science. I need the electric motors. I think I need, yeah, Yeah, it's down. Oh, it's for the radar. Just for one thing. And I need green circuits. You know, I might as well keep this crap in here. And if the resources run out and I'm not ready to start working on independent science builds, then this all comes out and I'll tie in my plate trains here. And we got stone trains. Well, I already got the stone train coming in. I got stone brick, iron and copper, and, you know, the coal train's already here. In fact, that would probably move down. The only reason it's there is because of the fuel. And yeah, so once copper runs out, you know, which I sort of got, I don't know if this is gonna run out anytime soon. I gotta get the sciences running again. Okay, so let's hook this thing up, this monster, and we'll get that done. I think I'll try to do maybe some other little side projects too in this episode. All right, let's get cracking. All right, I think that's enough building for today in this episode. I have to do some explanation anyway here because the speed up. I mean, I would do voiceovers over the speed up, but I don't want to have that. I'd rather have you guys watch without commentary so you can kind of figure out what's going on. I think it's kind of fun. I changed my video settings and I forgot to test them. And I did HVAC, I think, on OBS. Let's see here, settings. Oh, there we go. I did, for my recording, I changed it to, I have H.264, and I was watching someone's video, and they said, oh, you know, do this NVAC. It was not the H.264. Well, it turns out that my video editor and Windows can't recognize it because I don't have an extension for it or something. Because I tried to play the video, I tried remuxing it, nothing. So I lost the recording on this build here. So, I'm basically just gonna explain it here. So I got the oil train coming in here. This is going to change. I'm not gonna go with this design here. It was the issue is that I'm relying on, I'm gonna do a separate lube build, but I'm not, well, here's what I can do. I gotta bring gasoline in. I think I can leave this alone. I just gotta bring a gasoline train in here, you know, somewhere here, and supplement this tank, and then it's only gonna be like maybe 5,000 or so, and I shouldn't need to worry about venting. But ideally, what I'm thinking is I should just do a separate lube build and a separate gasoline build, bring both in right where I'm at here, and then barrel up, so that each one can be controlled separately. Because right now what I'm doing is I'm venting the lubrication because I have 426 in this case from prior, you know, when I repurposed everything up here and tore out the rockets, to get started up into space and all. So the issue here is that I've got 2 belt control, and they're just holding and reading the contents of the belt. Best feature ever. And the gasoline barrels, if they're 0, send out a green signal, and so you see that present on the output here. And then the lubrication, if that, let's click on this decider here. So this is kind of like I'm anding the 2 signals, and I'm sending, the pump is the anding entity, I guess you could say. So if lube is greater than 0, meaning 1 or more, then send out a green signal, and then this is where the anding happens. If the green signal equals 2, kick the pump on and vent the lube. So I did this just to kind of get the gasoline barrels going, because I mean, I want to fill this up here. I do want to fill this up. I think I have this combinator set to 200 of each, lube and gasoline. I can always change that. But the problem is now I have 426 lube, and the gasoline should be on the bottom somewhere. Where are you? Oh, okay. What's happening is the gasoline is being read here. The set filters. So here in this thing, so we've got if I mouse over this, it's 200 exact. So that's what's going on there. Now, when I'm bringing trains in here, the problem is I have an LTN combinator, and I'm trying to keep the values low. So what happens is the trains are really frequent, but that's only going to happen when what I have is a threshold of 150. Notice, over here I have 200, and all these are 300 to 250 here. So I have a threshold on the science or the data cards or tech cards to 100. So if it drops to 100 in the case, bring a train. But on the other ones, I'm trying to keep it really small slice on some of this stuff. And what happens is I have a bunch of crap in here I don't need, but that's fine because hopefully it will reduce the frequency on the trains. Now, because I'm running out of combinator space on this LTN combinator, now I have 4 slots available here, but we need copper, we need sulfur, and all this other stuff. I still need heavy oil too, which I forgot about. Now I might, what I should be doing? I gotta take this heavy oil here, and I can barrel heavy oil. Ooh, I like this idea, because right now I'm wasting the lube. Yeah, so really, I wish there was a way we can convert lube back to heavy oil, but I don't think that would be possible. So what I've got to do is take this out and come out this way there, and then what I gotta do is I gotta do barreling here. That's no problem because I got the stuff here. I think that's what I gotta do. I'm gonna do this temporarily, but we gotta fill heavy oil. There we go. Boom. And then what I gotta do is I gotta belt it over here. So we're getting spaghetti. We're having Spaghetti Town here, which is fine. I don't care. Spaghetti's fun, man. I might have to take it over here. Let's see. Yeah. I'll have to go underground and all that. So right now the gasoline is finally building up. So yeah, I'm gonna have to rework this system here. Now, like I said, what I'm gonna do is pull in a lube train and a gasoline train and a heavy oil train, and I'll just barrel it on site here. And then this will get expanded on as just lube only, and heavy oil, lube. Gasoline will be priority 100, but I already have a gasoline train, so I'll bring in heavy oil, gasoline, and lube here, barrel it on site, and then belt it on in, and now the spaghetti will go away. But temporarily, I just want to get it set up, get the train filled up, then I can rip it up later. So now let's go over the other garbage. Oh, I had a coronal discharge before I started my speed up section, and there, for some reason, the Vulcanite fuel rocket shot off when it subsided. I don't know why that happened. So I ended up having all this fuel on the Vulcanite planet. What is it, Astus? So over here, I've got 5,100 fuel in here. I had 1,000 fuel stuck in the launch pad, and I'm like, oh, great. Now I hope what happened was because the rocket launch, the fuel got consumed by the rocket. So this, the Vulcanite got sent like 2 times or something like that. So it was able to consume all of the fuel in the launch pad. That was my concern, is that the launch pad, if it's full, then I have to manually go over there. And, you know, that's why I have these pads for maintenance, because I don't want to send a rocket to this launch pad, you know, because then I just have fuel and, you know, you need a personal rocket to fly around it, basically. Eventually we get spaceships and we can go up and we can fly around all over the place, no worries, just like a train or whatever. So it'd be kind of cool when we get to that point. But, yeah, this rocket had to send like 2 or 3 times to fill up the fuel for that glitch. And I don't know why it's doing that. When the coronal hits, I noticed that the starter base, the rocket for the rocket data or whatever it is, the tech card, that one sent 2. So what I've been doing is I'm like, okay, jerks. I made an observation here too. So the umbrella came on. It was really cool too. It had this cool, nice glow to it, like a bluish glow. So the umbrella was actually capturing the coronal outburst or burst, and I moused over my power and I noticed my accumulator charge was going it was going down, right? So what I did, and then my power completely shut out. And that's what happened is for some reason with the power going out, for some reason those rockets are thinking they can send. And I don't know if it's the circuit network or if it's a wireless network thing, because I just have circuit network on those, not wireless for the launch, you know, basically the launch signal. So I'm thinking circuit network because the decider lost power, then it glitched somehow and it goes, oh, that's a signal. Oh, send. So I'm beefing up the power even more now. I didn't want to get a big solar field, but I'm going to have to in order to get to the next phase of the game here. So I'm going to be building this out off screen and, you know, all that. It's a pain because I have to wait. And, you know, production, I mean, it's no big deal. You know, I design stuff and whatever. And you know, while I'm waiting, the solar's building up. So anyway, let's go over this stupid thing. The problem I had with this, I had to go with the molten to iron ingots. And I'm like, crap. And the reason for that is because I think you cannot barrel. Well, first of all, you cannot barrel the molten iron. I thought you could. I didn't bother looking because you can usually barrel any fluid, no matter what. Well, this is 1800C. That is freaking hot. So I think that Arundel programmed it where, yeah, you want to barrel a hot molten, you know, ore. Oh shit, what's this now? Good luck, buddy. Oh, you asshole. Oh, I gotta put my defense systems up over here. So I ended up, pull that out. Oh, okay. I gotta put my defense up. Oh, please don't be uranium. Damn it. Get out of here. There's a way to turn it off. I'm very tempted to turn off the uranium crap. Oh, you know what? Oh. Well, I'm gonna have to take out rail here. Here we go. There it is, right there. There's so much crap in my inventory. Ah, crap. I didn't want to do that. Oh, well. That's what I get. Oh, let's go ahead and, I have on, wait. Oh, I can copy this one here. Yeah, right. This is a 4. I want a 4. I don't know why I got 3. Yeah, we'll do all that. Well, I guess 3 will do. I don't want this going down. We'll put it right in the center here. And then I gotta make a speaker here. Bonk. And then I'll put 50 in there. There we go. Oh, I don't have power. Crap. Fixed. There we go. That'll charge up. So if we go here and look, we're covering a pretty good amount. I might have to I'll put another one in here. So let's go ahead and over here. And I'll paste this right there. And I'll take care of this later. I can make one of these right now, and then I'll get a speaker as well. Yeah, I can do this now. All right, so yeah, I think that the issue is that you can't barrel this super hot fluid, you know, molten iron, basically iron ore. That's insane. Let's go here and there. There we go. So I have to make the ingots on the planet and send them up. I got 1,500 in there. And then the other issue I found was that I forgot to filter the belt here. So the scrap got into the case. No big deal. Quick fix. Easy. I'd cleared off the belt, you know, made sure that the rough data stuff was in the case there. And this problem with this here is I might want to... What happens is these two here, recyclers, they're not able to work because the material, the scrap gets all the way down to the end here. So I'm thinking, you know what, I'm going to do this. At least I get two working, right? And so I'm thinking that I might loop the belt around and then have some long arm, like over here. Have some long arms grab them. But I'm thinking of a belt loop, you know, like kind of keep the flow going, so to speak, because then the scrap will get taken care of quicker. But, you know, if it's sitting at the end of the belt, it'll get taken care of eventually over time. And this isn't going to run. It's going to be spurt runs, you know, it's going to spurt and spurt. So I don't think that'll be too much of a problem. So I'm very happy with how the molten stuff worked here with the pyroflux. And I think the casting, this is a pretty good system. I like this system here. I'm thinking that maybe I can update the current systems that I have with this because, man, I can support a lot of iron on this. I would probably go with this system right here, though. But the reason I don't want to do it is because I have to launch a lot of rockets in order to get iron and copper and all that other crap. So I'm thinking this system right here would be good. So, because then I can use the more productivity, you know? So that's kind of what I'm thinking is I'll convert the furnaces to these here. And the footprint will go down. I don't know if I still have, yeah, I do, here. So let's see. You know, it'd be nice is if I could copy, I think I can copy this. I can copy, and then I can do a add recipe maybe, or no. Let's do this and paste. There we go. So there you go. That's a really good feature there. And then I think that, you know, it'd be nice is if I could change this icon to something else. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, are they, where? Oh, here, right here. So I have to change this to, there we go. Boom. And then we'll go all prod. 27. Ooh. And then this went down to 7. Let's say 8. What's the original here? Here it is. Right here. So that's 9. Well, I rounded up to 10. That's a pretty good, you know, that's decent. That's definitely lower. I mean, the 27 is a pretty big footprint still. 27. We're at, that's 16. So if I were to copy, let's just copy this. 27. Let's just see where we're at here. I'm curious. So that's 30. That's 28. Oh, wait. I want you. That's 28. What were we at? 28. Yeah, so 28. And we're at 28. So let's copy this. And then we'll compare to this. There we go. It's a little bit longer. I'm not necessarily worried about the footprint. I just wanted to compare it because if I do an upgrade, then I basically have to redo all this because this changes now. So we have, well, this is iron. Let's go down here. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So that's 10. And this one is 8. So it's 2 less on that, which is not a big deal. So it is a little bit better. And yeah, we're still at a belt there. The key is the productivity, so that's why this goes down a little bit. So what I'm seeing here is that, is there a benefit? Not really. It's not a major benefit. The benefit only comes in right here, where we just have 2 less chemical plants. Yeah, so I think I'm kind of not sold on that. Mainly, oh, I did go there. Okay, cool. Yeah, so let's get rid of this crap here. Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of saving a little bit of material, but the amount of work that I have to do, you know, based on the gain, yeah, it's not really much of a gain. Okay, so what happened here? One last thing. I don't know what happened with LTN. I copied and pasted this, what originally was here. I had the stone. I was going to do the stone and the iron ore. Well, I forgot that, oh, I need sulfuric acid and I need the pyroflux. So I copied this stop and pasted it over here. And for some reason, LTN, I was looking to see if it was me or not. I didn't see anything wrong with the settings. And I checked my wires and everything. And for some reason, LTN kept sending trains like this didn't, like it wasn't connected. And I could have, I mean, I checked and checked and checked. I'm like, this is connected. I'm mousing over the LTN commutator. You have to mouse over the lamp because you want to make sure you're not connected to the logistic output here. So I moused over the light. I made sure that it was connected. The LTN commutator made sure, you know, it was connected to the case, everything. Well, it kept sending trains. So what I did is you just have to pull up the LTN stop in the combinator and just put them back down and reset, put in the information again. So I have 14,000 frickin' stone in this case and 10,000 iron ore, which went down because, I ran this thing. I was filling the silo up. So I don't know what the heck was going on. But, when I figured it out, when I saw it, I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? What? It kept sending trains. So that was a fun thing. And then I had a train in the depot full of stone. That's why I had this. I don't know what the hell happened there. So everything worked out pretty well here. I did the vulcanite. I tried to cut time, but I did the vulcanite stop. And I just recorded setting it up. And then the heavy oil here, that's all we got from this scrap. It's something, but it's going to take 1,000,000 years before we have 25,000. That's a lot. That's not much heavy oil. That's why I'm as opposed to doing all this crap, I might as well just vent it. That's why I'm like, why am I bothering with this little bit of crap? It doesn't make any sense. I don't want to make a big deal about some little bit amount. And so I think that's about it. Yeah, just this playthrough has been a lot of glitches with LTN. I don't know what's going on in this playthrough. It's really pestering me, but hopefully I can work through them. All right, well, thanks for watching. Next episode. Oh, next episode. Ooh, I redid some stuff in here. I scaled it down. I had to redo this because it was getting to be a mess. What I'm doing is I've got all 3 of the science packs in here that we're working on. Well, we got the space one. And so we have everything except the machine learning data and the cool thermal fluid at -10. And then this one here, we need the -10 for the card. We're going to have some backflow. We're going to have to recycle this stuff. So we're pretty much we're getting closer. We're going to be up in space. I'm going to do some preparatory work on the rocket silo to get it filled up with everything we need. Then we can send it up. And then we got to work on the machine learning data and the thermal fluids. And then for the production science pack or whatever, we need the machine learning data again. I'll set the rocket up to grab the uranium-238. And then we got to use the plasma stream on that. So that's another thing. We'll work on that stuff last, though. And then, so I'm going to redo everything because we need 12 of the space assemblies. I don't know if I'm going to be able to consistently run science, but we'll try. So I need to set up green circuits, red circuits, copper plate now. And then I'm going to make the iron plate up on the platform with the space assembly. And then we can make the polished data card here using the cosmic water, which we already have. And then we got to deal with the contaminated biosludge. And what that does is it gives us a recovery on our cosmic water, but we get contaminated scrap, which we have to deal with that, which is not a problem. And then we have to take our thermal fluid, which we make, and cool it. That's the -10 there. Now, I forgot I need to send up heavy oil, so we got to do that. I mentioned it already, but so we need sulfur and heavy oil barrels. And then we got the chemical gel, which is here. So I have the gasoline barrels already, and then we add cosmic water to that. And then, oh, this is one thing we have to do on the planet here, lithium. And this is the lithium build. We already did this before, so I'll reset this up and make it outpostable and trainable. It's basically the mineral water and, you know, all this other crap here. So sand to lithium with the mineral water included in there. So I'll get that set up. And then I got to make a plasma generator. I got to make 10 of those up there. So that's going to be the next project. So one more thing to do on this planet here. And I'll tighten up. I got to get the heavy oil barrels and all that. Tighten that system up so it's a lot better. But for now, what I'm looking to do is just let's get back running science. I can always do cleanup projects on the planet once I get everything up and running down there. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This thing is a monster. Let me tell you. This is just for, you know, 1-2 products. That's it. It's nuts. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Peace out.